Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Those who are new to my channel, my name is Shruti and today I have a review for a beautiful palette, so stay tuned. This is a Glamlite palette and this is an Ice Cream Dream palette. So as you can clearly see, this is kind of like an ice cream truck. And so basically on Instagram, I was like looking at all these palettes and I came across this palette. I was really excited to get it because it has a lot of pastel shades and it has beautiful colors, and which I don't have it. So, but I was giving a second thought since it was 45 bucks. But when I got it, I was absolutely excited and wanted to share with you guys. So as you can see, this is Ice Cream Truck. It's a beautiful palette, and from inside, it's like this. So actually the palette is right here. It comes in this beautiful packaging and it has a little bit sprinkles. These are the gorgeous shades. These have like perfect amount of pastels. It has perfect amount of shimmers. It have little darker shade if you want to do like a little bit of transition shade or on the outer corners. This was basically a $45 and it has 30 eyeshadow pens, which is absolutely amazing because nowadays we get palettes for like around the same range, and if you want like one good pastel color palette, I think this is the way to go. I just absolutely loved it because before I was so skeptical if I should get it or not, but eventually when I get it, I was like super duper happy because once I did get one of the pastels, I don't even remember, and it was like very bad. So I was like kind of lost hope if it ever worked on my skin tone, but with the right kind of product, I think it does works on every skin tone. This is the chocolate. This is the black cherry. This is red velvet. This is the shade pumpkin. This is French vanilla. This is like a nice shimmery. This one is butter pecan, shade salted caramel. It's a raspberry. It's a bright pink. This rocky road. And this one is pecan praline. If you see this, I'm gonna be swatching the third row. This one is taro. This one is gelato. This one is cookie dough. This one is lemon. It's nice neutral brown and shade strawberry. This is blueberry cheesecake, birthday cake. It's a cotton candy. It's a nice blue color, and this is strawberry cheesecake. Pigment of shimmer is absolutely gorgeous. Like, the camera doesn't do the justice, but it's absolutely gorgeous. This one is mochi. This is light pink, and this one is honey lavender. This one is mint chocolate, raspberry sorbet, orange cream. There is bubble gum, pistachio. This one is Cookie Monster. This one is green tea. And this one is mango. If you can see these shades, I think they're really pretty. Guys, honestly, I think the camera doesn't do the justice to the palette because when I see them, I'm absolutely in love with them, and it has a perfect amount of pigment. Sometimes pastels could be a little hard to work with, but still, I think this is a great palette worth $45, and if you get it on sale, just grab it. Overall, I think this is absolutely gorgeous palette, so if you guys are into pastels, I think you can definitely buy one. It's available on glamlite.com, so I came across Insta. They also have an Instagram account, so if you want to follow and look all through their palettes, it's absolutely amazing. I want to share how I created this beautiful look, so stay tuned. Guys, so let's get started. First thing I'll be using is my P. Louise base in shade 2. That's a shade Rumor. Notice that I'm not applying too much. It's just very little we need. We're taking Anastasia in shade Ebony. It's a dip pomade. Of course, I'm gonna link below all the products. I like a little bit of dramatic brows. I mean, when I'm doing like a full glam look. With my little tiny brush, I'm gonna dip in this shade, which is Bubblegum. Very pretty, like look how it takes the pigment. So I'm gonna be doing that on my inner corners. So this is basically my first pastel palette. I never had anything like this. I always mostly go for dark colors, but I mean, I've been seeing this trend on Insta, so I'm like, okay, why not try it? And so we're gonna bring it all the way up to here. I'm gonna be taking this shade, the Raspberry, which is a little darker outer corners. Now I'll be taking this shade right here, which is Mochi. This is a lighter pink. I'm gonna take this one and just like buff it up and blend it in so that it doesn't look very harsh. And I'm gonna do that like all over. It's a nice transition. Okay, now with the same brush, I'll be taking this shade, which is Red Velvet. This one right here, it's kind of like a coral, and put that right on the center. Flat brush, I'm going to be taking the shade Honey Lavender right on the center of my lid. Okay, now I want to go to this Black Cherry, this color right here, and put it on the inner corners to just give kind of like a halo effect. And also I want to use the same shade on the outer corner. Just very tiny bit because I don't want to take away this. Okay, now I'm going to be using this Stila glitter. This is in shade Diamond Dust, and I'm going to be putting this on my lid. Love these Stila glitters. It dries down very soon, so you know, I just use a little bit of setting spray. It works, but it's not as great, but still, like, they're awesome. Okay, they're very beautiful, but it just dries down very quickly. Okay, now I'll be using my One Size Patrick Bodacious black liner. I'll be using a Mario pencil, so this is pretty good. It's very nice and buttery. And just connect it. Lashes, I'm using double wispies. This piece from Ardell, those lashes are pretty good option for those who are beginners, just because they're not very heavy and you can begin with, and it's not very expensive, so you can try it and throw it and try again. So now I'll be using my Ulta mascara. It's volume mascara, just to I'll be using my MAC primer. This is a mattifying primer, pretty good. And with my foundation brush, I'm just gonna apply it all over. Okay, so I'm gonna be using this Juvia's Place foundation. This is in shade Bogota. And so the thing is, I've heard good reviews about it, but it's a very thick foundation, so I want to give it a shot. This is my first time using it, so that's the reason I won't be using the corrector as of now, just to see how much coverage it gives me. And after that, if I actually require or not, I'm gonna use this. So like literally, I don't know even if this is my right shade, but I just ordered online. So far it looks okay. So I've just taken like a little bit and I'm gonna apply it with my brush. As you see this, wow. You see the difference? This is a super duper full coverage foundation. Because actually the shade is pretty good too. One more actually I ordered, and it's very light. So if I had to order something in these shades, I have to go like one shade dark maybe. And just cover. I like this foundation, it's pretty good. It's actually very good. And this is a cheap foundation, it's not expensive. If someone's looking for a cheap foundation or a full coverage foundation mattifying, this is, I think, way to go. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. Since this has a pretty good coverage under my eyes too, but still I don't want to take chance, so I'm gonna just brighten, just to brighten it, I'm gonna put my naked my favorite naked color correcting fluid. This is in shade Peach. I'm just gonna put a little bit and blend it with my beauty blender. Kind of like gives a brightening effect. Don't forget, we're still gonna use the concealer as well. We're using 310W from Rare Beauty as my concealer, and just a tiny bit, just because I don't want too much. And I'm gonna start blending it in. Powder, I'm gonna be using this is from Kiko. It's a color correction powder, so it has like shades of lavender, peach, green. So I'm gonna have to try it out and see. This is my first time using this, just because I wanted like a brightening effect. So if you see it gives kind of that brightening effect. I'll be using this Kylie bronzer in shade Almond, and I'm just gonna be taking a little bit of it. Just I'm not planning on doing any harsh contour, so I'm just gonna be blending this in and working this as a contour. You see this? Okay guys, for the blush, what I'm gonna do is I just want to mix these two little shades here. I want to mix this bubblegum and mochi, and just like a little bit, just because I want to match my eyeshadow a little bit. So I'm gonna just give this inky blush. And sometimes you get stuck like what blush to use. You don't have this color. Just make good use of your eyeshadow palettes. Like we mostly have these kind of colors like corals or pinks or mauves, so we can always, you know, you don't need a lot, like you're just slathering on, you just need a little bit, so you can always like just dip it into one of the shadows which you like. And the highlighter, I'm going to be using this from MAC. This is in shade Show Gold. It's a very pretty shade. It is kind of like an iridescence color. So this goes perfect and it has a little bit of pink. So yeah. On the tip of the nose. And I will apply a little bit here. I'm using, it's from Italia and shade Soft Pink. And I'm gonna just fill with this. I'm gonna be using this Bare Mineral Shades and Cookie. And with a brush, I'm just gonna and now I want to use the same highlighter just a little bit on the lip. I'm gonna be using my Tarte setting spray. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you all have a great day.